FS food stall sells only chicken biryani. If FS sells at a price of 160 per plate, 300 plates of biryani was sold. Now this is given to you that if I look at the price and I look at the quantity, there is a relationship that they are talking about. They're saying if you sell 160 at the price of 160, then you are going to sell 300 number of plates. Now for each increase in the selling price by 10 fewer plates were sold. So if you increase your price from 160 to 170, then your quantity will come down by 10, which will become 290. If you further increase it by 10 and make it 180 over here, this will become 280 over here. That's something that they are trying to explain you over there. Now, if the selling price is decreased by 10 rupees per plate, then 10 more plates were sold. That means if the price becomes 150, then the number of plates sold will be 310. If it is 140, then the number of plates sold will be 320. That's what they're talking about. So this is a constant that they've given you. One more thing that I want you to observe over here is when the price increases by 10, the number of plates reduces by 10. That means sum of price per plate and the number of plates sold will always be a constant. Look at this. P plus Q in this case was what? 460. 170 plus 290 is again 460. 180 plus 280 again is 460, right? So it is going to remain 460. You move in either directions, 150 and 310 again 460, and 140 and 320 again 460. So that's going to remain the same. They've also given you the cost price per plate is 120 rupees per plate, and has decided that the selling price will go never lower than the cost price. So my price has to be always greater than or equals to 120. That's one thing which is very clear. And due to the capacity constraint, the number of plates cannot go more than 400. So the quantity or the number of plates sold must be less than or equals to 400. If the selling price on any given day is same for all the plates, so whatever may be the number of plates that you are selling price is going to be the same and can only be in the multiples of 10. What is the maximum profit that they can have in a day is what the question is. Now you're wanting to maximize profit. Profit would depend upon what? Cost and revenue, these two things. What will be the cost? Every plate costs 120 and the number of plates sold is, let's say, Q. So 120 Q turns out to be my cost, right? What is my revenue? Price per unit multiplied by the quantity will give me the revenue. So revenue minus the cost will give you the value of profits. Clear? Now, if this has to give me the value of profit, then I take Q common and it becomes P minus of 120. Clear? That is the value of profit. Now, you're wanting to maximize the value of profit. Now, understand that the product of two numbers is maximum when the numbers are as close as possible, provided the sum is a constant, right? So I am trying to maximize the product of the number Q multiplied by P minus 120. I'm trying to maximize that. Let me check if the sum of these two numbers is a constant or not. Q plus P minus 120, is it a constant? P plus Q is always turning out to be 460. We have already discussed, right? So 460 minus a 120 that we are looking at. So that turns out to be 340, which is a constant. Now, just to give you an example, why is it working? You can look at this also. Let's say A plus B is equals to 20, right? If you take A as 1 and B as 19, what is the product of the numbers? 19. Take A as 2 and B as 18. What is the product of the numbers? That's going to be 36. 3 and 17. What's going to be the product? 51. You will realize when you are bringing the numbers closer to each other, they are increasing in their product value, correct? So when the numbers are as close as possible, that means when the number becomes 10 and 10 in this particular case, the product will become maximum. Clear? So similarly, Q plus of P minus 120 is turning out to be a constant, right? That means Q must turn out to be equals to P minus 120, correct? When that happens, the profit will be maximum. Now Q plus P minus 120, the value is always equals to 340. That means Q must be 170 and P minus 120 should also be 170. That means the price where you want to sell should be 290 and the quantity that you want to sell should be 170 plates, right? So this is the point where it is going to maximize as profits. But understand, if you do P into Q, then that's not going to give you profit, that's going to give you revenue. Profit will come from here. So quantity was 170 and P minus 120 should also take 170. So the profit will become 28900, and that's the maximum profit that they can expect during the